That's John Doc and Erica's, and that's Penelope.
Okay.
She's a sweetie. She loves me.
She's a pretty one.
Yeah, she's a sweet one. She's afraid of the storm. She's been in here with me. I'm at Myrtle, kind of North Myrtle. Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes from here. We're an hour.
All the traffic.
Yeah, if you take into account the traffic, it's a bit more.
Well, how is everybody?
Good. Dale,
Well.
that problem that you asked me about on test stream, she is able to use it and
Good,
upload things. So
good. I didn't think that would stop her. No. So Phyllis is at the beach. I'm guessing there's a big crowd. We would normally be there this week, but we canceled. Too much of a health risk for me, so.
Well, we're in the house. We're staying in and cooking in, not going out. And really, the beach wasn't very crowded where we were today. And so, it's a different kind of vacation for us. But
Yeah, we rent a house, but, I sold my condo and bought this one. Well, bought another house than this one. So we just rent a house there on the island, but I can't be down there. There's just too many people who don't do the right things, and all of my wife's relatives from Virginia, they're non-believers, so I got to stay away from them.
You're just looking for an excuse.
That's true. I actually like the bunch from Virginia pretty good, but the rest of them not so much. But they're all right.
I was pleasantly surprised at how many people were trying to social distance, and like Phyllis said, the beach wasn't that crowded, and they were trying to stay apart except for families. So I was really pleasantly surprised.
That's good, but they're not in the neighborhood I live in Lake Norman. They're not doing anything. You wouldn't know the thing. The pool is full. The lake, our little beach area there on the edge of the lake, is full. Boats, the dry dock storage, the marina going out, the clubhouse, food trucks, ice cream. Not a thing. Not a thing. I've been there too long. I shouldn't have stayed, but I got some things done around the house. But Gardner Webb has got some football players' cases, and of course that doesn't matter. But I think COVID may have gotten their attention today. One of the people that works in Webb Hall, where everybody is sick and got tested today. So we'll hear about that. But I suspect they've all been exposed in Webb Hall. So. So we'll see how that goes. I was in the office this afternoon. There's nobody upstairs. There's nobody. We don't have any classes in Craig this summer. Nobody upstairs. I usually see Steve up there, but he wasn't in when I was in this afternoon. I had to get some stuff done in the office. But we're taking it seriously, and we're trying to do the best we can. And so that kind of leads me into today. Thank you, everybody, that has joined us. Let me share my screen and close some of this stuff out and get to the agenda right quick. So under normal circumstances, our first soft deadline for the 6 evidences would be July 20th and then July 27th. That's a week from today, and then 2 weeks from today, all task stream would be due. Now, that's going to be the same for everybody, except there is a possibility. I finally got through the registrar today, and she was talking with Bruce, the associate provost. I've requested an extension for the MELS 605 COVID victims to August 24th when the new semester starts. Now, years ago, we used to give them a little extra time, and then it got to where they were rolling students on while we were at graduation ceremony. They would go ahead and roll them so that they could charge them another $6.99 fee, another hour or two of $6.99 to $500 an hour. So I've asked that, you know, we have, I think Melissa McDowell is, I don't know if Melissa's still in the hospital.
Yeah, she's
And
out.
she's out. And then Rosie Reynosa was sick. Then I've got Paulette, and her dad is in bad shape. And as you know, unfortunately, Anna Brickhouse's mother passed, I guess, last night. So we've got some folks who have it or getting it. It's raging. It's worse now. Every day is worse than the worst day ever. So, you know, I talked to the registrar last week. I mean, right now, the best we could do would be to certify our people in October when we have graduation then, if we have a graduation then. But I think maybe if we could get them to extend from August 1st to August 24th, that's the day that the fall semester starts. If we could get them to extend that far, I think a lot of our COVID people could finish up in that 3-week extension. I don't know that, but I'm working on that right now. But as of right now, these are the dates. I don't have any. I haven't gotten them because this affects the business school has asked for the same thing for their that executive MBA 10-month program that they have. They've asked for the same thing to have the 24th and count them as summer graduates. And of course, our issue is licensure. Not only paying for another semester of $6.99, but they wouldn't be able to apply for their licensure till October, late October, earliest, probably December. So I'm working on that. I don't know how much progress I'll make. You always start with the registrar, and she talks with the people up the hill because it's more than just our program involved. But we are trying to do that. Now, a follow-up to that is I'm holding off till next Monday to release licensure information. I'm hoping to have some clarification, and we can give them some extended time, as I just said. So I'm going to wait till next Monday to release the licensure information. Now, it's going to look like the one that I put out, or the one I had put out this spring. Let me get to that one. This is the one, and it tells them everything they're to do and all the stuff. And so this is the corrected copy. I'm guessing Dr. Bull, between him and Wendy, they'll be doing it. You know, Wendy is now our new licensure / task stream person. She's on the job. So between him and her, hopefully she'll take over my role where I won't have to be involved in it, but I'm sure I will be. But again, we've already have them asking. I'm delaying so that in case we get some updated information on extending the semester. If not, it goes out next Monday. So tell them, you know, they can't do a thing until 2 weeks after commencement anyway. It takes 2 weeks to get their official transcript. And when they fill out the Form V and do all that, we won't verify them until they have the official transcript anyway. And it's all online. It's a matter of minutes, so it's not going to be a big deal. So just tell them to wait till next Monday if they ask. So that's that one. Let me go back to this. All right. Some of you have already asked about what we're going to do about in-service in August. Dr. Brown put that out this week. I have not sent it to you yet. I will send it to you a little bit later. I will go ahead and get that to you. Let me see. Let me get back to where I need to be here. Some of this stuff out of the way. Every time I move it, it's in my way. There it is. All right. So what she's going to do is on Saturday, August the 8th from 8:30 to 3:30. And then we will have our faculty meeting at 2:15 to 3:30. And she's got the information here and the link, and I'll send you all this stuff. It will be virtual. Now, the best I can figure from reading her, she's going to pay you $25 if you come in for the plenary sessions in the morning from 9:15 to 11:15. You get $25 stipend for that. And then in the afternoon for the 2 breakout sessions, she's going to pay you $25 more each. So if you attend all 3, she's counting the morning as 1 and then 2, that'll be $75. You don't get paid for our meeting, but you could she will reimburse you $75. I know that's not worth your time. But what I'm going to cover during our time from 2:15 to 3:30, which means I won't take your time unless it involves you, is I'm going to cover what we're going to do this fall instead of making school visits. We will not be making school visits this fall. I'm not sure if school will be in. I'm not sure of the spread. So I'm going ahead and pull the trigger on that. So let me show you that. So what we're going to do is we will, I've already done this and give it to the graduate admissions office. Our regular visitors, you'll have huge areas, counties. I've divided up by counties in North and South Carolina. And it goes by zip code and county. And you'll be assigned by zip code and county. I've already done it for all of North and South Carolina. Did you know there's over 1,700 zip code addresses in North and South Carolina? Wow. Somebody has to be assigned to. That was about the least amount of fun I've had all summer. But we're going to go ahead and make the call. No CC1 visits this fall. Hopefully we can resume sometime in the future. The regular visitors will be making those visits unless it looks to be overwhelming, and some other folks who don't normally make visits could do that. But we're going to cover that day in August, and we'll look at it. I may have to rope some more of you in if it looks like it's going to be. If somebody has 50, obviously that would be too many, and I may have to pull some more of you in. But that's what we'll cover that afternoon in-service day is the script, what we'll do in that hour. Now I know most of the folks who make visits don't have a Zoom Pro account, so you can't go but 39 minutes. So what I'll do is, Steve doesn't know this, but he and I have talked. Steve Stone and I will probably set for those people, and we will use our meeting, our Zoom, and make them the alternative host where they can run the meeting for as long as they want to. But we're going to do Zoom meetings for our CC1s with our new people this fall. We've divided up. I've already got this to the graduate school so they know what's going on. And it'll be a plug and play. But this is what we're going to cover in the afternoon session in August. All of you know how to use Blackboard. You understand TaskStream. The only thing is we will have a new script for those Zoom visits by then. I'll take the old script and modify it, and we'll go through and make sure, and the materials that we'll send up front. I think we can pull these off, 5 minutes with the principal, another, give the student 55. May not take that long, but they may have questions. But we're definitely going to cut them off at an hour.
What day in August is that again, Dale?
August 8th, Saturday, August 8th. Again, if you want to attend the morning, fine, she'll pay you. If you don't, you can log on at 2:15. I've already made a separate Zoom link for that. I'll send it out when I send out the notice, just like the one for the faculty meeting. I've made a separate one. It'll just be us, just like our regular faculty meeting tonight. And what we'll cover is those visits, what we're going to do. There may be some additional information we have to put in them. The dean's aware. I roped him in on this, read him in on it last week. So he may have some information he wants us to share with school sites. So we'll have all that together on August the 8th. If I have it together before then, I'll have it together a few days before then. I'll send it out so you can look at it, and we'll finalize it that day. There may be stuff that y'all need to tell me that needs to go in there. But yeah, we'll be working on that, and I will send out the link so you can register for that. I'll send it out in a few days. Sometime this week, I'll send that out. The link wasn't working, and I think they've got it working again. So once they get the bugs out of it, I'll send it out probably. What's today? Monday. Probably about Wednesday, I'll send it out to y'all, along with the link to my meeting. And I'll send it again later, but just so you'll have it. So that's kind of the plan going forward in the fall. Back to our agenda. No graduation of any kind in August, no ceremonies, no nothing again. Again, those have been banned. We can't even do anything virtually. I asked if we do something virtually. They said no, same as in the spring. They're putting it all off till October now, as you know. So nothing in August. Those CC1's fall schedule projections, we'll look at that. And then COVID issues. We have several students who themselves have it, some whose children have had it. Poor old Paulette Mack, her 2 kids got it, gave it to her, she gave it to her dad. The whole family's got it. I don't know. We're just going to have to play that by ear. It's not a big deal well, it's always a big deal if you have COVID, but it's not a big deal for us unless they're in 605. I've told all of mine that they can have up to the 24th, that I'm not, I'll put their grade in what I think what they ought to have based on what they've got so far. So you may have some students that you have to do that with that got COVID and was out for a couple, 3 weeks. So just, grade what they had, not the amount, but the quality of what they've got. That's all I can tell you. I think it's a real bad look not to adjust for this.
I think Melissa might be okay.
Well, that's great news.
She got out of the hospital, I think at the end of last week, and she has jumped on her last task,
Right.
so our last artifact. So I think she might be okay.
That's great news. Paulette, she's out, and she was back with us this past Wednesday, so she's jumped on hers and she's going again. So hopefully, these 605s, I mean, they may not need more than just a couple of days, and they may not need that. I mean, we may can get them through by August 1st. But if we have one that maybe could get through in just a few extra days, and maybe a few extra days of rest, I just don't want us force people to come back before they're feeling well. That's not a good look. I want to give them that option if we can. And so I don't know when I'll hear back. I was on the phone with Luann, the registrar, this afternoon when Bruce called her. So it's cooking, it's percolating. We'll see how long it takes them. Things have gotten a lot more real since one of theirs has got sick in Webb Hall, and they're waiting to hear back if he tests positive or not. So it's got a lot more real for them today. So we may get, they may be a little more willing to be a little more humanitarian after the scare that they've got going on right now. 4 football players have tested positive, and it's going around campus. So one of my colleagues' wife has it. And so he's having to quarantine at home. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere. All right. So fall schedule projections. We didn't meet with KTA this past week. I don't know why, but here's my best guess about what we're going to be doing this fall. I believe we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe we'll have 6 sections of add-on. Don't know that. That means we'd need about 120 to have that. I believe last time I looked, we were up over 100. So, unless they fall out, I believe we'll make those 6 sections. And I've got the evaluators on this as well, who I'm plugging in to evaluate. Many of you are continuing here, the new people. Mark and Rod, Cindy, our regular evaluators there. Steve's got a bunch. He'll have the new ones for Jeff. I believe we'll make 2. Right now we've got 40, and that's not. So I think we'll make 2 regular 601s this fall, and then looks like Laws and I are going to make the EDCI doctoral again. I think we got about 11 committed to that. So 2 604s, 1 603 regular. All these 603s from summer, we've got 5 of them that will continue on. So it looks like a pretty full schedule right now. I've been kind of surprised. I've been spending a lot of time with Steve Laws recruiting for him, and we've really, as you know, we don't have final approval yet, but we're going to get it in another day or two, where we're going to accelerate some of these 603s into, rather than 605 this fall, into 730. Try to shore up some of his cohorts. You know that the doctoral program has to have 10 rather than 6 to start a cohort now. And so that 10's pretty tough. So we're trying, we're shooting for a cohort in the west, a cohort back in Goldsboro in the east, 2 in Charlotte, and 1 maybe in the triad, Guilford, Greensboro, Durham, somewhere in that. We could potentially have 5 for them this fall. Now, you said, Dale, what's that difference that make the MELS program? Well, they were down to getting one cohort every now and then, and they don't even have any in Goldsboro now, and don't have any in the west, don't have one on campus. If that program dies, we die eventually. We drop off the rankings if we don't offer a doctoral program. So Steve and I have been working diligently since last fall, out on the road. We were on the road in the fall until we got taken off the road. We got a cohort back in Alexander County and a new one in Durham. And so we're working to do that. So as the doctoral program has picked up, I've noticed the MELS program has picked back up some as well. So, a rising tide raises all boats. So that's what's going on. KTA's recruitment has not been ideal, to say the least. And I don't want to be in the recruiting business, but you do what you have to do. And I appreciate those of you who have referred students to us. And I can tell you right now, these exit surveys that they're doing in TaskStream, we've not had a student that finished this summer, nor one that finished this spring that said that they wouldn't do it again and didn't have glowing things to say about the program. That's because of you.
Dale, I have one question. I want to make sure. I've been getting notifications through TaskStream about exit surveys to grade them. Didn't you say once before that you grade those?
I grade all of those. I got them.
All right.
I like to read, and I write a personal note to every one of those.
I can just ignore that one then.
You can ignore that one. I catch all of them. I did 2 just a few minutes ago, but I write them all a personal note, especially if I've had them in class or as an intern. Try to write them all a note, and then the ones and continue to encourage them to do the exit survey, the open-ended in 605. I'm doing a case study for the university on that one. That's a lot of rich data, those open-ended questions. I know it takes them a little bit longer, but those have been very complimentary as well. And so, it looks to me like, and I've actually sat down and run a regression analysis. Looks to me like that most of the students we're getting are word of mouth and from former schools where we've had students, our own folks. I don't think KTA is having to work too hard to get us students. I think we're kind of perpetuating our own now, and we've kind of cranked the doctoral program back up where he's perpetuating his own now, and we're trying to feed ours into his. I feel good about his program. They've changed their vision a little bit to make it more accessible to our students, where you don't have to be a principal and training for a superintendent to go in the program. APs are now welcome, and people out of the classroom like instructional coaches and facilitators. See, the problem has been in the past is none of our students were eligible to go to his program because they weren't principals. If they were principals, they weren't in the MELS program. So now that they have revisioned that, we started that revisioning in the fall of 19, and when Steve and I hit the road, it became clear that we were going to go out of business. So, and Steve was a big proponent of that, and so we've revisioned that where our folks can go into that program straight out of our program into that one now, or wait a year or a month or whatever. That wasn't the case in the past, and so we've kind of cranked it back up and got it going again. And so it was looking kind of dire last fall into the spring, but things are looking much better now. And I hate that our society is going through COVID, but things have, I would have thought we'd have experienced a bigger drop than we are. Things seem to be going well in terms of recruitment. Unless something really falls through here at the end, it's going well right now, better than I would have anticipated. But again, if you offer a good product, you offer value, then people will take you up on it. And so I've been very pleased. Our people are getting jobs. They've been hot on the market because of their virtual experience with Zoom and learning platforms. They're really doing well getting jobs. So I'm very pleased with that piece of it. I'm just hoping all of our folks stay safe and the ones that get sick recover. I'm so sad for Anna losing her mom. I'm just hoping Paulette's dad can pull through. He's been in pretty bad shape, but all we can do is pray. That's all I know to do. Seems to work pretty good for me. So I'll open the floor up now. Before I forget, Steve Stone, when we get through, can you give me a call on my cell? I've got a related thing I wanted to talk to you about. Had a couple questions for you. Nothing. You're not in trouble.
Yeah, gone it. I like being in trouble.
We just need to talk about a little business on the side. All right. Anybody have anything else this evening? Again, I appreciate all you do for our students. Doug called me today, and I get calls from all of you. Rachel called me today. Y'all call me all the time. I'm so appreciative that you're student centered. That that's our issue is we try to serve them. It's not about numbers or money. It's about what's going on with them and keeping me informed. Dr. Sanders emails me all the time and keeps me informed about all those. We have one who got a book published this week, Kendra Alston. Kendra's been with us for a long time. I don't mean that in a bad way. She's now in our EDCI doctoral program. She filtered into that one. And we're glad to have her there. And she's published another book. She's a really on the ball young woman, and she's back in Charlotte again, and she's doing a great job. And so we try to keep up with all of our folks and what they're doing, their health and their careers. And I'm pleased about that. I'm proud to work in this program because of that, because it is centered on our students and the difference that we can make for them and that they can make for the students that come to their schools. And so I'm very pleased. Anybody have anything for the good of the group? I don't want to take you over our time here.
Dr. Lamb, can I just brag on Dr. Todd's 605 students for just a minute, their internship logs?
Yes.
I think, and I can't remember who collaborated with you on that to develop the list of possibilities for internship ideas early on back in the spring. What they are
Dr.
doing
Hamilton.
is amazing. Thank you to both of you. I know that helped, and these are folks who are just leaders, and they are running with supporting their fellow teachers, supporting folks in their district and in their state in some cases. I just can't tell you how impressed I was with what they've been able to accomplish that they included on their internship logs. It was really amazing.
I've been reading those that have been coming in. I checked those, and I can't tell you the number of times that I have written comments about how good their logs are.
Yeah.
And I normally don't do that. I normally just look at them and it looks okay. But I have responded to a lot of those students. Their logs are so good. But see, again, that's the value of having a sitting principal to work. Dr. Hamilton made the list. I just published it. I didn't know what they could do, in terms of I hadn't been in school, just like some of us, we hadn't been in school in a long time. And we can't lose that connection with schools. That's important, that we don't forget who we serve and what it is. And so, yeah, thank you, all of you who contributed to that. But Robin took the lead on that, and that has really saved us on our internship hours, and our students have gotten some better opportunities than they would have ever gotten before. Absolutely. So, that's one of those silver linings on the cloud, or lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah, I noticed it for sure.
Yeah, I have too. So thank you for that. And I was going to shout out to the 601 people for the add-on people. What a great job y'all did last semester, because I've got a bunch of those 603s, and they've just been wide open this summer. Some of them have already finished the OMA, the SKIP, the CAP, and the PSYOP. They finished all 4 this summer. They're not working. They don't have anything to do but schoolwork. And that's what they'll tell you. They just sit all day long and do schoolwork. And so I've had to modify the shell and put all the 605 stuff in it. And they've been knocking out hours, and they've been knocking out evidences. That's a top flight group, that 603 bunch. But they got trained well in 601. So thank all of you who worked with them in 601. They just been flying through. And so again, we just had to adapt to the fact that we had people sitting at home that wanted to work. So we're letting them work. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's been less than ideal, the amount of grading. Can you imagine with them doing all the work for 3 and 5 and having to read it all, since I'm not having any peer review done of the CAP or SOP, but we normally don't do that anyways, a little bit sometime for the CAP, but I told them we wouldn't do any peer reviewing because I didn't want to add extra work to their colleagues. And so I'm getting to do all the reviewing on those, but that's okay. I need something to keep me busy. Otherwise, I'd probably be out in the pool halls or the beer joints. So it's a good thing that, that I have something to do. So yes, I would have thought the summer would have been a disaster. It's been great, absolutely great. Other than the health issues folks have, the work's been tremendous. I really enjoyed the summer. It's been good. So I will get you the information in a couple of days when all the bugs get worked out of it. She's got a link, but you got to go in and register for the summer conference. When they get the bugs worked out, you know how everything is. Everybody went in at one time when she sent it out and they crashed it. So as soon as it's up and working again, I'll send you all that information. Steve, give me a call. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Dr. Lamb.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.